I saw a Netflix documentary last night about a cult called The Farm. It's an island off of Alaska. It's actually listed in the cult watching literature. And this wasn't a severe cult. I'd say this was kind of like my cult that I was in, Campus Crusade for Knuckleheads. And when I was involved in that cult, everything was black and white. And I just saw myself in these people who thought they could proof text another person into salvation, and just how utterly rare that is to try to convert someone. And so I thought of all the things that were overturned or changed as my faith matured over the last 35 years since I was involved in that cult in Boulder, Campus Crusade for Knuckleheads. And just a understanding that the Bible can't be taken literally unless it's interpreted within the context of the era, within the context of social mores, the context of social practices. I mean, the New Testament, they talk a lot about sacrificing animals, and of course, the cult would just ignore anything they don't like and stick to the ones that are utterly important, and that's salvation. And I don't know, that really cuts both ways. Because once you have someone have a taste of God, and you are over them in authority, then you have to kind of obey the rules, or you're out, or you're called down, or you're humiliated, or whatever, you have breakdowns. And so as I was watching this guy, the healthy part, it was outdoors, and it involved a lot of exercise he was doing, had to do his chores and up and early, and kind of like an Amish community. And there is an Ohio Amish community where my good friend Trent lives in Newcomerstown, Ohio, as it's sometimes called. There were actual practicing Amish people in addition to Pennsylvania. I don't know where else they are, but he would have conversations with them, and they couldn't use, this is the craziness of cults, they couldn't use electricity, but they could use gasoline to generate their electricity in the house. It was just strange stuff, and they were huge into, everything being handmade. And there's a weird thing about buttons. Like, you can't have buttons, They can't just be regular buttons. They have to be like these funky buttons that you twist in, almost like a fisherman's wool shirt, wool coat, and the buttons would go on like that. But my experience was bad, really bad, because of the after effects. And, I'll carry that with me all my life. And my second cousin, almost died in a cult. She was in Miami or South Florida in a Hare Krishna cult. That's when they were allowed to harass people in airports. Supreme Court ruling denies that now because they weren't allowed to leave a certain little square footage, and everybody just avoided that square footage like the plague, and that was the end of the Krishnas in the airports hassling you. And that's what my second cousin was, and I'm not going to mention her name, but she would have died there for sure unless something extraordinary happened. And she was getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning, scrubbing floors and begging all day, and chores and cooking, and this incredible amount of self-righteousness amongst the leaders who could be more, deny themselves more. And her mother died, Nani, my grandmother's cousin, and she came for the funeral and never went back to the cult, but never regained her health. She has a kind of a yellow tint to her skin, and is really sick, is really sickly, a combination of things over the years. And although my cult wasn't as bad as the Krishnas, or wasn't as good as a bad cult like the Farm, no, wasn't as bad as a good cult like the Farm, which is based a lot on physical labor, more like a kibbutz, I think somebody described it. Mine was all psycho stuff, and you can't really live your religion according to psycho rules and regulations and scrupulosity and etc. Bye.